respond. They can block, go in for a counter punch. If they have heavier arms, they just outweigh you. They can just catch a dash like that and set themselves an advantage.
Indeed. And we've got our next match here. We've got Natrium once again, but he is fighting a new opponent, Loser. Now, you've been asking me about the players. Now I gotta ask you about the players. What do you know about this interesting gooey fellow that Natrium is fighting against?
What I know right now is if Natrium doesn't get a single hit and he is about to get perfected by Loser, which always entertaining that lost his name, is that for situations like this. I do know Loser is the twin brother of the player we just saw, Frosty, and is also a default exclusive player, specifically favoring the double lords, which when those charged arms hit you, they blind you and make it a little difficult to see, which you can actually see whenever he's, if you see Loser hit Natrium again with those charged lords, you'll be able to see on the let's see, left side of the screen. Now, for Helix, Helix is a very, very interesting and very complicated character. Lots of flexibility, lots of high movement, a lot of dexterity, and it requires a very nimble player to be able to plan well. He's got a puddle form that he can duck under to avoid certain things instead of most players or characters dash. He gets to have like a very low profile, but as a result, he doesn't have really good movement speed. In exchange, one final thing that he does have going for him though, is he can prop himself up like a tower, and while he's like that, he gets perma-charge, and he can actually jump out of his tower mode. He's a very weird character, and he's also like 2 years old canonically.
He's just a silly little goopy boy. It's okay. He's trying his best. Look at him. Look at the boy. He's trying his best. But yeah, I honestly have been very astonished by the way Loser plays the board. All he plays is just these two arms on both of his hands, and it's so astonishing to me in a good way. I mean this in a good way. It's honestly like it's so impressive that he just is so consistent with his movement as well as his grabs as well. The grabs are deadly. His grabs are very deadly. Like exactly like that. Exactly just like that grab.
The way that Helix moves coupled with Blorb's high reach makes it really, really hard to avoid these grabs unless you see them coming.
Yeah, especially if you are just with the arms camera, the way that it's just so broken in this game. We love arms. Honestly, it's a lot harder to look up at your opponent, especially if they've got two heavy arms blocking your view. So it's so deadly.
It's very, very difficult to play around him. And again, like Frosty, he very much sticks to his arms, and it's more about how he tries to approach the situation. I do know there's a lot of, like, me as a player, I do know there's a lot of ways you can learn to kind of shut down this playstyle that Lost has. But when you don't have the answer to this matchup, it is a nightmare of a fight. Because those blorbs are just going over you, they're bouncing off your shield, the grabs are just kept blindsiding you, and you don't know what's going on, and he keeps sneaking out of all your attacks, and it is so bewildering.
Yeah, especially if you get hit with a charged blorb, you're just not gonna see anything. It's just, you're blind. You can't see.
Seeing is illegal.
According to Loser, seeing is illegal in this match. It's completely illegal.
Really do feel like that. Moving into our next round, we did see Natrium was actually starting to figure a couple of things out. Had a couple of good catches. The Dragon is definitely helping with catching those landings, and the Ramram has a very strong rush. So Natrium is going back to the tried and true character. But the big problem and why Natrium swapped off of the Ninja 4 was her arms, unfortunately, can be a little too high investment if you're not confident in utilizing them.
And it's a little bit hard to aim, especially with the dragon. Unless you are a very prominent player that uses dragon a lot. I honestly think dragon is a very hard arm to use, especially for people who have quite literally never used it. Honestly, I struggle so much with that arm. I've never really used that arm ever. It's such a very hard arm to maneuver around, honestly.
It takes a lot to be. Ooh! 490 damage rush! Completely removing any words from my mouth as he finishes off with another grab. And I think that's a second perfect. That is a second perfect. Just. Wow. I was gonna say some things about the dragon, but. Never mind, Blorb's just denying it all. Utilizing that heavier weight in the rush clash to just power through everything.